moving on to explaining why I think I have bipolar disorder. This one is I think because I haven't been diagnosed. And the reason I haven't been diagnosed is because I don't see my therapist very often. And also, even though I've taken to my psychologist about it, she says that there are definitely, when it comes to my symptoms, some things, but there's also other things that don't necessarily attribute to my symptoms. So we'll see what you think, and we'll, continue on the journey of figuring out what the fuck is wrong with me. Um, so here we go. The reason that it is so difficult for me to even pinpoint that this is bipolar is because when I have done my research and I look at studies, I looked at, people with personal stakes, I've looked at all the videos and stuff, I've seen a commonality, which is that states of bipolar, like depression, or there's the depressive state, the manic state, the euromanic state, the all the different states, they last longer with people. You can be in one circular state for a long amount of time, where in my case the states are very, very shortened, but they are on a rotation of a schedule, and I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So before us, we have here a graph. This line here, as I've stated already, represents normalcy. And I'm going to draw for you a day in the life. This is one day. It could be a Monday or a Tuesday. Just a normal day of my life. This is my emotions during that day. And this is what it's like for me. And this stays like this. The last cycle, I guess you could call it, that I had, where my emotions would, be relatively like different per event, different per thing I'm doing, different for hours, has changed before. So the last one I had was 3 months long. This one just started about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. So this is what I am currently. So I start off the day in a bit of a state of Euromania. So I'm not quite up, but I'm not there. I'm very neutral. This is sort of like neutral Euromanic zone. Because this is around, by the way, I start my day at 6 p.m. because I work night shift. So I start my days at 6 p.m. And this is where, I feel very not energetic. I'm actually quite tired. I'm pretty much tired the entire day, but tired is the first feeling I feel in the day and the last feeling I feel at the end of the day. And then I feel very focused and anxious. And then the last feeling I guess I could say I have is I feel rushed and very overwhelmed almost. Like I said, not necessarily positive. But this is pretty much how I feel for that entire time until I get off of the bus to get to work at about 8:12. Then at about 8:12, I have a dramatic dip back into a slight state of normalcy. So not quite depressed, but I'm in a state of normalcy at around 8 p.m., 8:20. Because again, I'm heading to work. So there's that few moments of I feel sort of normal, very neutral. I'm a little bit more on the happy side at that time. More on the happy side. And then, I hope I'm zoomed in enough for you guys to see this. I hope you guys weren't squinting your eyes to see this the entire time. So, this is difficult to film because I'm just, ADHD, ha ha ha. Really attacking all my things right now. So, I think this might help. Yeah, for sure. So, at about from 8:20 to about 11, this is how I feel. And then at about 11, I have a dramatic downward spiral. And I have that spiral from 11 p.m. to about, I'd say, like 1 a.m. I am depressed. I feel like major depression. I'm just gonna write that major D. I feel like emptiness. I think about death, but I'm not suicidal. Never been suicidal in my life. I just think about why I feel that way and how to stop feeling that way. The world is foggy in those moments, and that's when my depression really hits. And then at exactly 2 a.m., 2:30 a.m., I have a extremely, like literally right at around 1 a.m., this stops and I go back to normalcy. And then at exactly 2:30 a.m., I've tracked this, I have a major upset, major uproar, 2 a.m., where I feel energetic. I feel very, like, ready. I'm pumped. I'm having essentially a mini manic episode and then manic. Well, I don't really feel quite manic until about 5 a.m. And I feel manic. I feel these things from 2 a.m. to about 5 a.m. So 2 to 5. And then around 5 a.m., I go back to this state at around 5 a.m. because, again, I have to leave work. I have to go to the local, coffee shop and wait there for the next bus, and I have to take the bus, so that I'm back to tired, focused, anxious, rushed, overwhelmed. I'm back in this state from 5 a.m. I'm going to share this. From 5 a.m. to about 8 o'clock a.m. when I get home. And then from 8 o'clock a.m. to about 9:30 a.m., I'm in yet another state of just manic. This is true mania. My ADHD is at a high. I'm having symptoms of ADHD, and they're like extreme symptoms. This is literally like my feelings from 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. are exactly the definition of mania. And then, around exactly actually at 9:30 a.m., I dip way back down. My freaking lead. I dip way back. Yes. Let's say this again. I dip way back down into normalcy. Way back down here at 9:30. So you can see that these are very timed. Like, I've done studies with myself to figure out these times. And this has changed before. The last one was very different from this, the time sheets. But depending on the hour of the day, my mood changes. And this is the current cycle. And it just started 3 weeks ago.